In the quiet town of Super Chevy Land, where secrets lurk in the shadows and failed geekends haunt the air, two brothers and their maker unravel the mysteries of their gaming world. But behind the facade of brotherly banter lies a web of intrigue waiting to be untangled. Join us as the mom, with her piercing review, delves into the heart of the critically acclaimed film, Saltburn, uncovering truths long buried beneath its quaint facade. Meanwhile, Chevall, the enigmatic gamer, delves into the virtual realm of PAL World, where reality and free use blurs and lawsuits lurk in every pixel. But it's Chevar, the glue holding it all together, who works tirelessly to piece together the fragments of their podcast. As he navigates the twists and turns of their stories, one question hangs in the air. What dark secrets lie beneath the surface of the Super Chevy Brothers Podcast? Put the TV on mute, drop the controller. That Yakuza cutscene is gonna take a while, boyo. It's time for the Super Chevy Brothers Podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 125 of the Super Chevy Brothers Podcast. I know, last week you were looking out like, where are those cool cats that are always here? Well, you know how it goes. Once the cat leaves, the mice play, or in this case, they didn't do nothing. So I wasn't feeling good, so there's no podcast last week. But we're back this week. How's it going, Mom? Biko?
Great.
Going great. Doing good. You know, glad that Texas isn't cold right now. That's been nice. Been playing some Power World. I'll talk about that later. Been playing a lot more of other things. But yeah, it's fighting game week. So played a little bit of Uni 2 today before the podcast started. But yeah, I'm doing good.
I never heard it called that.
If in every single fighting game circle I'm in, people call it Uni 2. Nobody.
I've
calls
never
it
heard it called. Everybody calls it Under Night in Birth. I've never heard it called. Anyone say like, "Hey, you want to get some uni in?" Never heard that.
Yeah, no, I literally only see it in the professional FGC circles I'm in. Literally, I only see it called Uni.
Oh, you see, he's a professional. He's in the professional FGC circles.
Yeah,
I've never
1-0
never
seen
seen it.
0 matches. Get on my level.
Never seen
Come
it.
on.
Never seen it. Mom, how are you?
I'm great. It has been cold and it's been rainy and foggy, and for people who have to actually drive into work, it's horrible.
Okay, I feel like
But other than that, I've been great. Yeah, good stuff.
I feel like this is an episode where we're gonna have to use a lot of sounds to keep everyone involved.
Don't say everyone. We know who we're talking about.
You'll be
What?
okay. You'll be fine. You do
And
anything?
I do have a movie, by the way.
Okay, but you didn't write the thing. We talked about the. Did you
Have it.
like?
I know who the people are. I know what they did, and I know the movie. And I want to say it because I want people to watch it.
Okay, so if I play the music, you're gonna have a full-on review, and you're gonna have all the stuff we talk about having.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I have it.
All right.
Okay.
I believe her. I believe her. I want to hear a mom review.
Oh.
This is Mom's Movie Corner, starring
Oh, you gotta change that.
That thing is just
You
horrible.
gotta change that, man.
Well,
I don't understand. What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? What
It
is
sounds
that
like
voice?
something dying or
Yeah,
something.
Like, nobody wants to hear that.
I haven't heard any complaints, so
Well, what do you think that just was?
critique, not a complaint.
Oh, okay. Well, make sure you do
Okay,
the
come
same
on,
after
review.
this movie
Okay,
review.
come on.
Right, moviegoers. This time, because of all the cold and rainy days, I was able to enjoy my movie from the comfort of my couch, my brown couch. And it's a movie that was in the theaters. It still might be because there's so much foolishness in there now. But you're going to love it. You're going to want to see it. And I'm going to tell you why. This movie is Saltburn.
Is that the gay one?
It was given a
What?
71% by Rotten
He
Tomatoes.
said, "Is that the gay one?"
I'm in the middle of a review, guys. And
No, go ahead.
79
Sorry.
cents. Yeah, 79%. I'm sorry. Audience score.
Who cares
Now,
what they think?
yeah. It's a really intense movie. The cast is amazing. And if I can just get their names, let's see. All right. So it starred the newest, hottest star in Hollywood, Jacob Elordi. He was cast as Felix. Um, Barry Keegan, Oliver Quick was his character. Rosamund Pike, Elsbeth Catton, that was the mom. Richard Grant was Sir James Catton, and Archie Madakwe, Farley Start. So this is a movie based in England, and you want me to carry on that way, right?
Well, I
And
just get it
tell
because
everything.
I just started the movie like
Okay,
yesterday.
but I
And
have to give a synopsis. You should have
yeah, so
watched it.
I'm listening for your
It's a movie.
synopsis.
Okay, there's no back and forth here. Okay, the movie's based in England, and distraught by his classmate Oliver's unfortunate living situation, Felix, who's a rich student, invites him over to his estate. Soon, a series of horrifying events engulf Felix's family. So, just
Ooh.
when you start the ride, and it looks like you started the ride because you asked about gayness, that's only the beginning. The ride takes a sharp turn and goes into thrilling and exciting directions.
Okay.
Do you remember the movie Unusual
No.
Suspect?
Oh,
No?
I thought it was just called Unusual.
Well, you don't even give me a chance. You cut me off.
Okay. Yeah,
Unusual Suspect.
everyone knows that movie.
Isn't it called Usual Suspects?
Okay.
Yes, it is.
No.
But I'm
Whatever. That movie. It was one movie, but it was another movie. This reminds you of that. It was one movie you think you're watching, but it's another one. I won't give away any spoilers because if you give away one spoiler, the movie is over. And you may as well just listen to the review. But I'll put it this way. Your dad walked away. He's like, I don't want to see this. And I came back the next evening and watched it alone. And I said, you missed one of the best movies that's out there.
Okay.
So
I gotta
I
be
give
honest.
it
I was
a-
watching
By the
it.
way, disclaimer: Dad is Jamaican. I think he just the gay stuff. They just are reversed to it by by nature.
Well, I was
They
watching
can't.
it. I turned it on because it's got good reviews or whatever, and you're watching it. And I just watched something gay like like the day before.
Wait,
and
is something gay? Just if something gay happens in it, it's just a gay thing.
No, but you got movies that are like, okay, it's about gay stuff or being gay, or it's about this stuff or being that or doing that, right? And I just watched the gay thing, so I'm like, all right, I can chill on the gay stuff for a while. Let me watch, and then I think I literally turned on like a murder documentary after that. Like it's just you just gotta mix it up.
but that's what I'm trying
I
to
get what you're saying.
tell
We
you.
get what you're saying. I'm just giving my
Yeah, but you
experience
have
with the
to
movie you're reviewing.
actually
I know. I will
watch the
watch it. I
movie,
got it.
get
Here's the
through the
thing. You're gonna
movie,
keep
and
going until
you'll.
you're gonna say what the whole movie is. I got it.
I'm
I will.
not.
I'm just telling
But
you.
see, okay, see, before it's you never tell us the movie, and now it's like you're telling us the movie. You know, watch
Okay, how
the
about
movie.
this? Okay, let's
I
do
give
this.
it.
Okay, hold on. I go ahead and rate
I,
the movie,
I
but
can't
next
give it a
week
rating.
you can rate the movie, but next week we're gonna both choose a movie, and then we're both going to review the movie separately, and then we're gonna play the reviews on the show and show you the difference between my expectations and your expectations of of the review. Can we do
I
that?
don't really care about your expectations.
I know, but you gotta know, because you keep getting upset that if you just accepted that I'm not gonna be happy with that, and you just kept doing it, I'd be fine. But you're not
why I stopped
accepting
Hey,
it.
yo, this is
You-
taking up
That's
just as much
why I
time as the
stopped
actual
doing the
review.
reviews. But
Okay,
that's why I stopped reviewing
what's
because
the score
it's
of the review?
never up to par.
What's the score of the review?
The score is I liked it.
Okay,
I'm
great.
done.
This is a good one. Mom likes it. I'm so happy. Great. Thank you. We're gonna pick
It's
a
a
movie
B.
next week.
No, we're not.
Why not?
Because it's not the Chevy Brothers review. It's my review. It's
I know, but
mom.
it's entertainment. You gotta entertain in a certain way. You gotta bring the pounds and the bams. You gotta get people scratching and twirling mustaches.
Okay, when we hear this back, we'll see
Mhm.
how much mom got to review and how much Chevy Bros jumped in. Maybe give me a chance to review and I can do the pows and wows and booms.
Okay, fair. But
Till next time.
still gonna choose a movie. Okay.
Till next time. No. Till next time. Thank you for listening to Mom's movie review. And go see Saltburn.
This is Mom's Movie Corner, starring Mom.
Yeah, I'm starting to get offended by that. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, man. I feel like if she wants you to change it, you should change it because it's her intro. It's her intro, but it's my 2 cents there.
You know that what's the guy's name from the movie you just watched, Mom? The Irish one, the Irish guy.
Oliver?
He's not Irish.
Oh, the other one, the sex pot guy. Yeah.
What's his name?
Excuse me. Hold on. Jacob Elordi.
No,
Barry Keegan.
Which one?
thank
Barry
you, Barry
Keegan?
Keegan. Yes, thank you.
I said Oliver. That was Oliver.
We didn't watch.
I meant the
movie. We don't know
actor,
who
not the
Oliver
person.
is.
I don't know.
Oh,
the
you
movie.
didn't watch the movie?
Oh God,
I didn't talk
did.
for most of
Okay.
that review, so don't say nothing to me.
I'm
Do you
sorry.
s-
You,
do you see
you were
the-
good.
He was in that movie with Colin Farrell and the guy who didn't want to be his friend anymore. You ever seen that one?
I told you to watch that movie.
About the guy who didn't want to be friends anymore? I'm pretty sure I told you to watch that
Right.
movie.
No, you didn't. But
Yeah. When did you watch that
he was
movie?
in that movie? Was he
Yes.
the crazy guy?
He was
Was he
the kind of
stupid
kid
guy?
one. The stupid guy.
Oh my God. I didn't even realize that. Okay. I liked his role in there too. Okay. That was entertaining. Thank you.
Let's get to the news. We're gonna have to do some test runs one of these weeks. We're just gonna have to sit down and record like 8 episodes and get them right. We need to practice here. All right.
What do you mean? Everything's
getting
so
rough.
fine. What are you talking about?
It's getting rough, guys.
No, it's not rough. It's just we have to actually do the thing and not get outside of that. Save the critique for later. I probably should
Mm,
save that for
I would
later, I
say
think.
that, but I did save it for later, and then it wasn't the critiquing wasn't critiquing.
It just means that that's how it rolls.
Oh my gosh, we got too many prima donnas here.
In
Yeah, you're
fact,
right.
you're probably right.
Yeah,
It's
you're
true.
absolutely right. You're so right.
It's true. Oh my god.
Maybe
This-
we need to rename the show Prima Donnas.
All right. Well, let's talk about the news of the week in the video game world. Uh, there's some news. I mean, there's a lot of games coming out and stuff, but there's a big one that released this week, and it comes via Xbox Game Pass and Steam. Pal World released to I generally critical acclaim, I guess. It's kind of a divisive game.
Slash criticism, mostly acclaim, I guess, because it had a lot of downloads, had a lot of active players. It has like the most active players on Steam right now.
189 million.
And I think on Xbox, it was more players than Fortnite had at one point, so that was just kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kicking off, which makes sense. It is a game heavily inspired by Pokemon. People like collecting things, right? And this is a game where you, in the same vein where you collect Pokemon, you collect these pals. And it's not a Pokemon game. It's not a capture
like a tenth
game.
of the game though. I played a few hours of it. It's more like a survival game.
I'd say it's more than a tenth. I mean, you make these people, you make them build your base and do different work, and you gotta catch them.
Hello, Chevar. I am somebody who downloaded and played the game.
Okay, are you telling me 10% of Pal World is pals?
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff going on. So yeah, a lot of it is. Okay, I mean, if I were to describe it better for people who've like played a lot of survival games and stuff, it's like if you put Valheim, Minecraft, and Pokemon together. It's kind of like if you put several of those games together with some stuff from the new Zelda games, like Breath of the Wild. There's like gliders and stuff like that too. I'd compare it more to Genshin Impact than Breath of the Wild. But no, yeah, you build bases, you basically turn them into slaves. It's up to you to be how mean you want to be to them. And they all have different skills, different Pokemon / pals do different things. You can arm them with guns. There are a lot of guns in the game. It's very tongue in cheek. The game's obviously trying to evoke Pokemon. It's obviously tried to do that from its first trailer. But yeah, it got very popular. It's not very expensive. It's an early access game too, so a lot of people got into it because of Game Pass. I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of people are playing it. And it's only $26 at the moment. So if survival games are your thing, I would say like you'd probably like it anyway. But like I don't know, it's several different games put together. It's like all that survival stuff, whether it's building like Fortnite, like literally the building aspect is pretty much like ripped from Fortnite's build mode and stuff like that. It's like, there's something for everybody in this type of game.
What if you don't like
is good
games?
and bad. I feel like there's not a lot of original, like super original ideas in it, which is the only thing I would say.
What if you don't like survival games?
If you don't like survival games, still give it a shot. The Pokemon aspect of it is still pretty fun, and the combat's fun. Because there's like bosses, there's like, little like dungeon type areas and stuff like that. It's fun. I wouldn't run to it though. If you're not already into survival games, I would not like be running to this. If that's not like your thing, I wouldn't give it a shot, because it still starts with, you got to go through the tutorials for like crafting your base and, learning how to catch the pals and then how to put them to work, and then, how to get them to follow you, and like, so they can, and then like how to get the right types of pals. They can do the right types of work. You need water types to water your crops, or like grass types to help you like plant your berries and stuff like that. So like, there's still all these little processes to it. So if that's not your type of thing, then you're not gonna like it. But like I love stupid stuff like that. I love Animal Crossing, and I'm really into Cult of the Lamb right now, so it kind of fit right in. But
So
I don't know how long I'm gonna play it. I know some people are like really, really, really into it and spent like hours on it. I'm enjoying it so far though.
So this game took off and is pretty popular. I think it's at this point it's sold over 7 million in 7 days, less than 7 days. How long has it been out? 5 days, 6 days, something like that. So it's doing really well. I think someone said it sold more in its first week than the last Pokemon game, which was what was it called? Violet, or what was the last Pokemon game?
Scarlet and
Violet,
yeah.
Violet, which came out as the Pokemon game everyone wanted, but it was done horribly and nobody wanted it. So yeah, it's doing well. It sold well, but there are some controversies with the game. One of them being what you mentioned. It's early access. Some people think it's a little. I read a lot about the game, and in I'd say 40 to 50% of the things I read, the word soulless popped up a lot as far as like the feeling of the atmosphere. It's apparently fun, but it feels early access to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's one thing I was laughing about, is that you can tell who just plays a lot of garbage and who plays a lot of like, different actual finished games. Because I've played a few early access games, I kind of see what they're talking about. The art style for the Pokemon for the pals is it's a lot to be desired. Like, there's something about it where I don't get why people are mad about the designs as much, because it's supposed to evoke Pokemon, but none of them are like unique enough for me to be like, oh, that's that exact Pokemon or anything like that, or as memorable as a lot of Pokemon designs, right? Which doesn't really help the atmosphere.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, because there is another controversy where they're literally lining up, Pokemon meshes, and like, that's that Pokemon. That's this Pokemon.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, none of the designs are really unique enough for me to be like, wow, that's a Pokemon. So I don't know. The atmosphere and the art style are not really that great. I do agree with that part. It's a game that has a lot to get invested in, is the thing. Like, and that's really the hook of it, is that there's a lot of processes, a lot to do in it, and it's not very polished. It's not super polished. Doesn't run really great on a lot of people's systems. A lot of people's PCs. Like, it really does not run very good for a lot of people. It runs fine for mine, but I've seen people have a lot of issues. People with like the latest graphics cards having issues getting it to run, or people with laptops having issues getting it to run. So it has its issues, right? Yeah. As far as the Pokemon design thing, they line them up. I don't know. I've seen the threads people are talking about. There's some stuff that lines up. Like, I've seen like teeth line up a little bit, and I'm like, okay, that one's a little iffy. But most of the stuff I've seen, I'm like, I don't really see what the issue is, especially because there's so many other games just like this that have been released that have done the same, like, have also they're like heavily borrowed designs from Pokemon, like Temtem, or what's the other one? There's another Mon. It's literally called something Mon. Like, there's another like Necomon or something like that. I think that's what it's called. But that's my only thing, right? Is that, like, I think it's kind of funny that was kind of what they tried to do, which is like copy off of Pokemon stuff, and then that got them a lot of attention. Now people are like, look at what they did. I can't believe they did this. And it's like, yeah, they did that did it on purpose. I don't think they were really trying to like hide it from anybody. So listen, Pokemon actually, Nintendo just put out a statement saying that they're looking into seeing if they can do anything legally about it. They actually put the statement out an hour ago.
What's it say?
But so Pokemon, the Pokemon company said, we have received many inquiries requiring another company's game released in January 2024. We have not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in that game. We intend to investigate and have appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property related to Pokemon. We will continue to cherish and nurture each and every Pokemon in its world, and work to bring together to the world. Work to bring the world together through Pokemon in the future. So they're saying they're looking into it, basically, which is funny because usually when things like this happen, they shut shit down within like a few days.
I mean, I think they're gonna have a hard time
Yeah.
unless they can just prove that they use their assets or something. I think they're gonna have a hard time doing it. I mean, the only thing that makes Pokemon as successful as it is that it was kind of like they had a lot of money behind it and it was first, and now they've made like 4 bad games in a row, and people are looking for something else. So yeah, if they do sue, then they might, because I'm pretty sure they're both Japanese companies. So
they
just
are.
Just the fact that Nintendo's so big, they might just sue just to get them to give it up. But they made the game
I think
from
the worst. I think the worst thing that can happen is that they have to change a few designs, or they go through and have to revise some of the pals. I feel like that's the worst thing that'll happen. I think this game is too big for them to try to, like, at this point it's made them so much money already that they wouldn't go through and actually, basically remake the entire game or shut the game down. I feel like they would just change a few designs.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I was just saying.
I didn't say that you said that. I don't know why you always say that.
Well, I was saying it, and you cut me. Okay. What do you think, Mom?
Well, I think a lot of the characters do look Pokemon-ish, but I don't know. I don't think they spend a lot of money to develop it. They spend a lot of yen, but a lot of dollars.
A billion yen. It's a whole lot of
Yeah.
nothing.
The game I was talking about, Nexomon. Yeah, that's another one. And
Oh.
hell, Digimon too has been accused of this way back in the past. But
Yeah,
that
but I
doesn't
mean,
make
it's
sense.
true what they were accused of. But if people
wait,
enjoy it,
what?
well, I mean, it looks just like if I saw it, I would say, "Oh, it's kind of a
Well,
Pokemon
yeah,
game."
but you're all, yeah, I know. Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
if
if
I
you
showed
saw
you
it, but if
As
you
an
showed me a
yeah,
outside
mom,
observer.
if I showed you a random cartoon rat, you'd say it was a Pokemon. Like, I
if you
don't think
show me a
that's
Digimon and a
If it,
Pokemon at any age, I could tell you
yeah.
that which one is which. All right, so
Oh, I can't. So
yeah, you
anyway,
can't.
they didn't.
exactly.
They didn't spend what I consider a lot of money. I mean,
They didn't.
in the gaming world, but they called it no having no budget. In other words, they're just going to make this great game no matter what, and apparently it's okay. It's enjoyable, right, Biko? But it doesn't seem like
I mean,
it's
they've
like
made all their
really.
money back
Yeah, they've done that. I
tenfold.
mean, mission accomplished business wise, but as far as providing a really great game, I mean, did they do that? I mean, if it's
Yeah,
not the best to look at, or
I think as
is
a
it?
indie developer, they've already hit success within a week, right? They did all that. They say the game's only 60% done, right? There's still more, or 40% done. I don't know,
Right.
one of those two.
Yeah, and
So
also just to go to the stolen design thing again, just real quick. A lot of those posts lining up meshes have been kind of fudged. A lot
no,
of the
people
people
saying it's
investigating and
No, okay, hold on. I read
no,
about that too. People say he's fudged and he changed the thing. No, scaling
yeah,
something is
but
not
also other people have also gone
changing
through the
anything.
designs. Other people have gone through the stuff. Like, there's nothing where they straight up took something from a Pokemon game and put it in their game. Like, I feel like that's where they gets legally bad, and I don't think they did that. I feel like it's
No,
something that can
I
look
don't think
similar and
they
not
did
be
that either.
a copy. I don't think that Pokemon can copyright circular eyes and yellow eyes and teeth. I feel like that's kind of messed up.
Mhm. Well, again, even though they didn't spend as much as other companies do, at least once they did an initial trailer and saw the reaction, the interest, they only had a few people working on it, but once they saw that, they got more people on it, got moving, and spent more than $1,000 on it so that they could move forward. So I don't know. I think it's good for them. They've made some money, and hopefully it doesn't stop there because it can. We talked about a game last week or a week before where
No, that game's
Yeah,
ass.
the day before is the name of the
terrible.
game. The name of
there
the
we
game.
go.
Well, and that's the thing,
Oh.
right? Like, this is another thing that I think is funny is because I feel like if this game does collapse within a year, there's gonna be a lot of people who will be like, "Well, I told you so," blah 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 blah. Which here's the thing: this is an early access game from a company that made it with a small budget. Yeah, that's very possible. I feel like that's the thing, right? Like, this is the thing with early access games that always has to be taken into account is that a lot of them are not gonna last that long. Some of them are early access, and it literally gives you a warning on the page that says like, hey, remember this game is not finished, or they could just shut it down at any point. So, and you're also not buying a complete product. Like, it lets you know that, right? So, it's for the people who playing it through Game Pass. That doesn't really matter. But I don't know. I feel like people should be wary of that whenever they get into something that's early access. Is like they could just drop it at any moment because
Yeah,
this isn't like a professional, super like well-known company like Nintendo or Santa Monica or something like that making a game. This is like just some people making a game based on 10 other games. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people got what early access is. Well, good for them. Hope they do well, and maybe we'll get an actual good game out of it next time something comes up. We'll see.
Round
Yeah, it's fun so far.
fight.
What'd you say?
I just said it's fun so far.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But hey, let's talk about things not here, but coming here. For example, we've got a new Indiana Jones game coming out in the future. Indiana
We've
Jones
gone
and the
full
Great
circle.
Circle. It comes out this year from Bethesda. This is a game they've been very excited to show us about, and when they got the rights to make it. I'm sure
Yeah, I think it was a
right
couple
now.
years the first teaser came out.
Yeah, I'm sure right now Naughty Dog is kind of like, what? Come on, what's going on with that? Since we made like 8 of these already, 4 of these, 5 of these, 6 of these games. I'm
Like
pretty sure they made
like
6
or 7. I'm
six
pretty sure.
Indiana Jones games in names, but Bethesda's got it this time. The trailer came out. They showed a little gameplay, how it works. It is not an Uncharted like game for the most part, from what we can see. What did you guys think of the trailer if you watched it?
This is Xbox, right?
Yes, it will be on Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
What?
Oh,
Okay,
well,
hold on.
so
Just because
my-
you
so my
don't
thing
have an
about this-
Xbox doesn't mean.
So my
it
thing
doesn't
about
matter.
this is that this is obviously like their answer to, not their answer, but like they're like, okay, well we don't want real Uncharted, we can just get Indiana Jones, which is cool because this game is not going to be like Uncharted that much, right? There were some details about the gameplay. It's third person and first person, and the people who made the Wolfenstein games are making this game, so that's pretty cool too. I liked all the Wolfenstein games,
Right.
a lot, so
The
that's
Wolfenstein
good to know.
people, which they should, because if there are Nazis involved, you don't want anyone else making
Oh, they're
the
so
game.
good at killing them. They're so
They're
Oh,
just so
yeah.
good. Not just killing the Nazis. They're good at making the Nazis. They look cool. They got cool equipment. They speak Nazi stuff. They say Nazi stuff. The way
And then
the
you can
rain
beat the
reflects
shit out
off
of them
the.
afterwards. It's perfect.
Yeah, of course. But they're really good at Nazis. They've kind of got the Nazi
Okay,
thing down.
Kanye West. Jesus fucking Christ.
What? What does Kanye
Oh,
West got to do with Nazis?
Yeah, it's like he loves Nazis.
What is what I have to say have to do with loving Nazis?
You're complimenting the Nazi design.
Yes, I'm complimenting the design that the Wolfenstein studio makes of the Nazis. It's fun.
Anyway, so yeah, the game looks great. Not Nolan North. Troy Baker is doing the voice of Indiana
Mhm.
Jones. But it's Harrison Ford's likeness. So he looks like a younger Harrison Ford, which is kind of eerie looking in the trailer. Um, I think this will be great. I don't know. This should be a really fun game. I think that they're gonna try to like nail the whole, you know, Indiana Jones mystery / adventure aspect of it and stuff. It looks great. It looks really fun. I don't think it'll be like a Uncharted clone. I think it'll be more of like a,
Well, it
you
won't
know,
be. It's gonna be first
no.
person for the most part.
Seems more Tomb Raider-ish too.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. You're gonna have a choice between fighting or puzzling and doing things to do Indiana Jones stuff. It's apparently, for the most part, a new story and new characters. So, um, I think it'll be interesting. The whip combat looks, it's something. I don't know. I don't know
It
how to
looks
use a
cool.
whip. I don't know if that's like it might feel cool when you're doing it. Looking at it, it looks kind of silly, but hey, I'm
I thought it
happy.
looked pretty cool. I mean, it's what you can do from first person, right? And they've done good melee combat before. You know, you like chop Nazis up with knives and shit like that. So I'm sure they can make
Yeah,
it work.
sure, but this is Indiana Jones. It's not Wolfenstein, so it's gonna be a little
It's just gonna be less gory. It's gonna be the same, and
gore.
also Indiana Jones is pretty freaking violent. It's just not gory, so I think they'll get away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's out this year, and Bethesda's pretty upped about it. It is, I think, finally Xbox has a game coming out, and
Yep,
so
they do.
yeah,
Congrats.
get on Xbox, get on Xbox.
Yeah, that's great.
That is great.
And 3 times 1. What is it? 3! Yeah, that's a magic number.
All right, and more future news because that's all. It's the year 2024.
Mm-hmm.
What the slogan of this year? What's the animal of this year? Every year's got an animal. What's this year's animal?
The Chinese animal.
It's
Sure.
dragon, right?
Is it the year of the dragon again? Oh, it's a leap year. I don't know. Well, if you know, share.
It's the dragon, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a
No.
year of a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh wow, very dynamic year.
And what do dragons do?
Set stuff on fire.
They move forward. You ever seen a dragon go backward with those little legs? No,
What the hell
you
is
never
he
will.
talking about?
So
They fly. They spit out fire.
forward. In Street Fighter 6, Ed is coming out soon. We just got a teaser for Ed from Street Fighter 6.
What was that?
Ed is a character introduced in Street Fighter 5. He looks like he wants to be cool, but he's not. That's kind of Ed.
Do you know anything about how Ed and Street Fighter? I actually know quite a bit about Ed.
Yeah, Ed is if you know anything about the Cammy clones, Ed is like one of those, but a dude. And they try to put Batman in Ed. Ed don't like Batman stuff inside of him, especially Psycho stuff. Ed don't like Psycho. So Ed, run away. Ed, stay away. Ed, fall apart from Psycho.
Well, nobody cares about all that shit. I was talking more about how he fights. He's more of like a rush down character. He's a boxer. He's another boxer that's not Balrog. That's pretty much
he shoots
how he
Spider-Man webs from his fingertips, made out of Psycho.
Anyway, that's probably not. That might be a part of his gameplay. That was in the trailer. But anyway, in Street Fighter 5, the way he functioned was he's like a rush down boxer. Like he straight up fights like a boxer, like no kicks, any of that. Like he boxes. And I think he's probably going to function mostly the same way. In this one, he was also very top tier. He was cheap as hell for like.
Well,
2
his
years
input, the control inputs are kind of simpler.
Well, his inputs were simple. Not only were the inputs simple, the moves were insane. He had dumb frame data. He had things you could string together that to make insane block strings. which, you know, a lot of those characters that were kind of ridiculous in 5 have been dumbed down a bit, right? I think he looks okay. I mean, listen, I think that they need to reduce the Street Fighter 5 characters going into 6 because Street Fighter 5 had a problem with its DLC at one point where they kept releasing people who looked exactly the fucking same.
Well,
this guy looks like Luke. Like we need to stop it. And I think Ed's cool. I want to play as Ed. I don't like his design. I don't like his design. I don't like Colleen's design. I don't like.
I think
Lydia's
think
design.
they missed.
Yeah, I know.
I think they missed his design in this Street Fighter 6 game. I don't like his outfit. I know they're going back to urban, you know, like with Third Strike and stuff. Like, let's get urban. There's more hip hop. There's graffiti, whatever. This is not an urban look. This is a brink of homelessness. This is a possible
it's not
schizophrenic.
A reek of homelessness.
This is,
he's not stinking.
No,
he doesn't have a shirt on. That's it.
No, it's not just not a shirt. It's the necklace.
He's got boxing shoes on. He's got jeans on, and he's got.
Everyone
jacket.
is saying
and the jacket is his old jacket from when he used to work for Bison. I don't.
Everyone's saying he kind of looks a lot like DMC Dante. And what was DMC Dante?
He looks like Luke.
Homeless and a schizophrenic and a drug addict.
What are you talking about? DMC Dante does not look like a homeless schizophrenic.
He is homeless. He lives in a bus.
Anyway,
he doesn't bathe.
Anyway, yeah, the game is. Listen, Street Fighter 6. This DLC teaser is kind of funny because I think they already kind of confirmed that Akuma's probably going to come pretty soon after this. I think that Ed's going to come out and Akuma's probably going to come out like a few weeks later. I think a lot of people are waiting for Akuma. So listen, it's cool that Ed's coming and everything. Akuma's up next. And that's all a lot of us even really care about. He's cool. I just like I said, I'm sorry, I gotta say it. They gotta stop with the blonde white dudes. It's too many of them now. It was bad enough
that many.
Luke, Ken. Like I said, that's the Street Fighter 5 roster. It was Luke, Ken, Guile, Ed, Colleen, Lucy or whatever from Final Fight or whatever series they ripped her from that's already dead.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question.
10 other white people in the
I'm gonna ask you a question. You got 3 seconds. Tell me one white guy without blonde hair. 3, 2,
Ryu.
1. Done. See. You miss Ryu's Japanese, dog. That's what I'm saying, dog. I don't know a white dude without blonde hair off the top of my head immediately. So it's realistic. Huh? Ryu's not. Ryu. What is Ryu?
He's Street Fighter knees.
Okay. All right. You know what I played this week? Because nobody asked me. I ask you guys every week, and you guys never ask me. I played Yakuza. Which one was it?
Which one?
Like a Dragon. That's what I played this week.
Zangief's white.
Okay, listen. Every time I open one of these Yakuza games, I remember why I like them, and then I remember why I don't like them. 90% of the game is you watching the game, giving you exposition, and it's just... I mean, it's great if you just want to sit around and drink.
You don't like cutscenes and dialogue.
Dog, I am not talking about cut. This goes past Metal Gear levels of cutscene. I played all the Metal Gears, and they have some long cutscenes in those things. Sometimes you just got to sit down and sit at, like, this is going to be 25, 30 minutes. Okay, fine. In Yakuza, I played this game for like 2 days. It had to have been like 4 hours of cutscene. And I played for 30 minutes. It was ridiculous.
So I heard that, and that's not the standard. I will say that's not the standard with these games, in my opinion. As somebody who's played them rapidly over the past years, I'm not going to say that's that with every game. I have heard specifically Like a Dragon, the beginning is a bitch to get through. So I do hear you on that. I've heard that. Like
I think I was playing Yakuza...
It might change because I played 0, 1, 2, and 3. So that's 4 games I've played in the series that I feel like they were paced pretty well, and I got to play the game pretty fast.
I was in Japan playing with Matt. I think we were like, "Hey, let's turn it on before the UFC fight in like 2 hours or 3 hours or something."
Oh, that's a bad idea.
We turn on the game. And then we walk into a building, and I swear we're sitting there 40 minutes, and there's a guy handing off money in a limo, and another guy walks in another thing, and then it's like, just turn it off. We're not gonna get through this before the fight.
So
just turn it off.
it's a single player narrative based game. Yeah, of course, you just said, yeah, we turned it on before we were about to turn on something else. Yeah, why don't you play a fighting game or a sports game? Why don't you play something that
it was like
may not take a second to start?
It was 2 hours.
Sounds like you're at the
before.
beginning of the game.
Yeah, it is a 2-hour cutscene. It's crazy, Doug. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't know what you were getting into. All right, what we got?
No one knows. Anyway,
what we got up next?
It's Mom's favorite.
I thought
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
What'd you say, Mom?
Nothing. Move on.
Go ahead.
I thought that was a girl. I didn't know that was.
Yeah,
a
Ed
guy.
looks like
That's
a girl.
That's the buffest fucking girl I've ever seen in my life.
Jeez.
Hey,
With the 6-pack and everything, Mom. Jeez,
Girls can have
Let's
six-packs.
move on to the next
You
one.
thought she just had her titties out? Like, is that what you thought was going on? Mom just thought she had her boobies out.
Go to the next one.
Top
I
spin.
thought that was a girl.
Top spin 2K25.
Yeah.
Apparently, Biko is extremely excited about this game. It's a tennis game. I didn't even know they still made Top Spin, but
no,
they do.
that's why this is exciting, dude. They haven't made one of these in a long time. I like the tennis games. There haven't been a lot of these recently. So a lot of people were confused about this. 2K has owned the Top Spin series for a while. They just haven't done anything with it. So now they are. So that's why 2K25 is back. It's been a long time. I forgot what the last one was, but I'll try to look it up real quick.
Okay. Tennis games are fun to play, and they're simple, so I can get down with it. And it's 2K. I like 2K. I think they're better than EA.
2011 was the last time one came out.
Okay, so it's been
13
a
years.
while. A while. I mean, that's great. We'll see. I'm gonna withhold my judgment until we get a few reviews, see how it works. I'm sure it'll look fine. I'm sure the presentation will be okay. It's just I don't know how many modes you can throw into a tennis game. I'm sure there'll be a career or something, but is it gonna be like 2K, my career or something? Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, it should be fun. Should be good.
Ho, ho, ho! I've got 5 good reasons for you to shut up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Apparently, I didn't think I read this one. Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two,
Yeah.
files a trademark dispute over Remedy's logo for the letter R.
Yeah. This one has been updated. I will spoil the ending. This has already been taken care of behind closed doors, so nobody's logo is going to change. Because some employees responded to the articles and were like, "Yeah, this is something that is getting publicized now, but like we took care of it, behind closed doors." But yeah, apparently, whenever Remedy came out with their logo last year, Rockstar filed a dispute, saying that it looked similar to their logo, which is a R and a star. And the logos are side by side, right? They obviously don't look the same. Nothing's happened, by the way. Like they even said, like nothing really happened. But last April is when they changed their logo, and Rockstar was like, "No, we don't like that." But it's been settled already.
Okay. I don't think they look
What
too
do you
much
think?
alike, but
Nothing
Yeah.
alike.
well, I mean, an R is an R, and they're in the same industry, but I think Rockstar's got its square and its star, and Remedy literally says Remedy under it. So, I think as long as it says Remedy under it, you're gonna be pretty all right. And I don't think they want to confuse each other's games up anyway. So, well, it's what do they call it? A nothing burger. It's what it seems like. Mom?
I agree. I never saw the issue for a dispute.
Yeah, it's just
We're all allowed to use the alphabet. So
that's true. So we're gonna cancel that one. That's not number 5 anymore because it was a nothing burger. Talking about futures and dragons. You know what else dragons do? They dance. Like Eddie Gordo in Tekken 8. He's going to be the first DLC. What?
Nothing.
He's going to be the first DLC character in Tekken, which is out in 2 days. Eddie Gordo, long mainstay of the franchise, who actually hasn't been in the franchise for quite a while, is now back and disco dancing. No, that he's doing capoeira, everyone's favorite fake fighting, and people are pretty excited about it. He's a real popular character. He's got a new look to him, and everyone's generally excited about Tekken 8. So, I mean, that's cool. I'm glad he's back in the game. I don't know, if he needed to be DLC.
Second to last trailer too. Elisa, the robot girl, got her. That was the last trailer that came out this week. Last
Devil
week,
Jin got
no,
one
sorry.
today.
Devil Jin came out today. Sorry. Devil Jin came out today and Elisa came out last week. But yeah, Tekken 8 comes out in a couple days. It's looking pretty good already. A lot of the early reviews came out. A lot of streamers and stuff, or not streamers, sorry. A lot of tournament people have been playing early tournaments, which has been pretty fun to watch. I'm excited to play it. I think it should be fun. I really like Tekken. It's been a minute and I don't really remember how to play Tekken, but it should be fun.
Yeah. What did you think? Did you think this one looked like a girl too, Mom? He looks more masculine, yeah.
yeah, much more. I like his little dreads or whatever those are.
Yeah, they're dreads.
Whatever
He used to
that
have
is.
long dreads, but they cut them short because it's more modern.
Right. He's cool.
He's cool.
Yeah, the gloves are kind of, feminine, but it's cool.
Oh my
It's
God.
Tekken. You need gloves in
Yeah.
Tekken. Kind
He's cool.
of thing.
He's handsome, kind of cute.
That's what they say. What country do you think he's from? Tekken is a world
Either-
warrior type of game, so
Yeah, he's either English or Australian.
Not even a little bit.
He's Brazilian.
No?
He's Brazilian.
Ooh, okay.
I say
Do
Australian.
you know like of Australians with dreads or something? Or
Do you know a lot of black Australians?
Well, I mean, no.
also Australians are like
a lot of
some
the
of the worst people on the
Aborigines-
planet. So
A lot of the Aborigines have, that blonde hair like that. I mean, but it looks like
you mean the dyed tips hair? That's what they got. That's what the
Right.
Aboriginal people got.
No, theirs is natural. Theirs
Mhm.
isn't dyed tip.
okay, I would. Yeah, I don't think there are any. Well, no, there is one Australian. Isn't Steve Australian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Poor guy.
kangaroo.
Well, yeah, as it should be. Animals from that place. All of them. Smite too.
Yeah, looks cool. Looks cool. Mhm.
Yeah, I think so. Smite 2 got an official trailer. If you don't know Smite, then you probably don't want to know Smite, but it is a pretty popular game in It is an MMORPG, right?
No, it's like a objective
Or
based.
it's a
game,
battle
kinda like
arena. Is it arena?
Yeah, it's an arena game. Kind of.
RPG?
I would compare
Yeah.
it. I would compare it most likely to like League or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
the
what I
one
meant.
would say it's most like. Yeah, so I put this in here not like for a couple of reasons. Well, one, it's always weird when
MOBA,
these
that's
games
what
get
they call 'em.
sequels because this is MOBA exactly. This is weird because this is like League of Legends getting a sequel, which is just weird. A lot of people don't like this because the game is getting upgraded, right? Like they are changing some things about the game, but also nobody's costumes are carrying over. and they're only giving you enough cash to like purchase like half of them back, like in-game currency. So a lot of people are pissed about that. Like you just it's an Overwatch situation over again, except Overwatch ended up giving a lot of people back their costumes. So a lot of money down the drain for people, especially because nobody's sure if they're going to keep Smite 1 running. If Smite 2 is going, especially because that's exactly what Overwatch did. They shut down Overwatch 1 when Overwatch 2 came out, which is like the main reason I don't play Overwatch anymore. But yeah, interesting choice. I didn't realize Smite was going to get a sequel, especially because it's not even, pretty sure it's newer than like League of Legends and stuff. So I thought it was kind of shocking. They like said, yeah, we're going to make a second one. And it doesn't look super different, but they swear up and down they're like adding all these features. So
well, they got to make.
Thought
money.
it was pretty interesting.
I'm sure it's done because somewhere analytically this is going to make you more money, and you got to make money to keep these things going. So, it's not my type of game. I'm not a MOBA guy. It seems like lizard brain stuff. It's like if video game. It's like the drug of MOBAs, video games. I can't
do MOBAs.
I'm not going to shoot myself up with this stuff and ruin my life for any reason. So it's not my thing. Good luck to you if you're a smiter. Yeah. Do you know what a MOBA is, Mom?
No idea.
It's a massive online battle arena. Essentially, you get into two teams. Usually, I mean, you can play with, I guess, by yourself or two people, but you choose. You each
then
choose
it wouldn't be
characters.
massive. Would it be massive?
It wouldn't. It wouldn't. But the general idea is that you play in two teams. One team, each person picks a character. The other team, each person picks a character. And then you can block other people from picking characters or whatever. All those characters have different abilities and like archetypes that they fit into, and they work on the battlefield. And essentially, you each have a base, and you attack each other to try to take over those bases. It's more of a strategic action game. It's heavily strategic, and people get really addicted to these games. They're like some of the biggest games in the world. They have like $1 million tournaments, and I've never been able to play one for more than 10 minutes without wanting to scratch my eyes out. So
yeah, I don't get it. I sometimes when I hear people play League of Legends or what's the other one, Dota, I kind of look at them sideways. I'm like, okay, you're that type of person.
I think they'll all admit to you it's not fun. It's just
it is. That's the thing. They all say it's not fun. They just can't stop playing it.
It's like the hardest of drugs. It's like I don't know. I guess Coke is fun, so it's not. It's harder than that. It's got to be
sugar.
Like
sugar.
No, sugar's fun. People enjoy eating. It's sweet. It's more like it's imagine you had one you had to like inject in your eye, and you couldn't see all day, but you were super high, right? That's a MOBA. It's painful. It wastes your time. You don't play with anyone that you like. You don't make friends through it. You just spend so many hours just proving you're better than like a few people, and you never be as good as the Koreans because they literally spend all day doing it.
True. Yeah, they make like millions doing it. So yeah, I mean, no, ain't gonna happen.
I'll have to try that.
A MOBA.
Oh my god.
No, not 6. I said 7. Nobody's coming up with 6. Who works out in 6 minutes? You won't even get your heart going, not even a mouse on a wheel.
Okay, Halo Season 2 coming out soon. Official trailer dropped. Mom and I were fans of the show. We enjoyed them. Mom is someone who'd never seen anything related to Halo before. And me as someone who...
seen it, just didn't pay attention.
Sure, and me as someone who didn't want to watch something about a guy with no personality falling in love with the AI robot. So I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I think Kulanika enjoyed it too. Mom did. A lot of people hated this show because Master Chief takes his helmet off, but also it's not a video game. So don't watch the show if you don't want to. I'm excited.
That
for
was
season
amazing.
2.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm really excited because I enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, and I did. And his helmet coming off, I mean, eh, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, in the game, it never comes off, but that's more of a game thing so that you can
Right.
put yourself in his shoes or whatever. But they give him a lot of character and backstory, and it is sci-fi, right? It is sci-fi, but
Yeah.
it's you don't have to pay super attention to it. You just gotta listen to it, and it's there, and you're like, okay,
Right. And there's
aliens.
action and fun and yeah. And I think it's great that they're doing that, making those series about the games because they put a little more meat on it for me. I'm the movie person, so maybe I'll play Halo one day. Probably
I
not,
mean,
but it would encourage me.
right, and you gotta realize, okay, everyone does. There are book people, and then there are movie people.
Mhm.
And just like
Right.
that, there are game people, and then there are movie people. Halo has books too. A lot of people play the games and read the books. It's just different
Mm.
media for different people, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I feel like if you like a TV show, you like a TV show. That's cool. I haven't watched it yet. I think it's fine. They took the helmet off. It's a different form of media, like you said. I mean, it is what it is, right? So listen, that's cool. I think it's cool that it's doing so well. I think that's interesting.
I think it's even interesting when they do it the other way around and make a game after a movie, like Mad Max or something like that.
it depends. Lately, they've been okay.
Sometimes
Like
Hunger Games.
there's the
There's no
Hogwarts.
Hunger Games video game.
There's the Hogwarts
But it
game,
could
which
be.
is
It could be.
yeah.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna make a Hunger Games video game. That's a little too dark.
They
That's like
could.
making a what's it called a Children of the Corn game or something.
Now that would be the game. I would play that every day. Those
I
were the
mean,
best children
it does
ever.
happen. There is a Mad Max game. There is
Mhm.
a Hogwarts game. I mean, a lot of big properties get games, right? So they're not always good. Actually, I'd say they're usually subpar, but sometimes you get some good ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Yakuza. I'm sure sure they wrote a book about that or something at one point.
No, they didn't.
Well, they
It's just a
should,
video
because
game.
then they could cut out the cutscenes. I'd rather you. Oh my god,
Old man doesn't like cutscenes in his game. Aw.
Mom, I'm gonna. You
Hey,
know
remember
what, Mom?
remember when you used to play Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yeah. Guess what?
Okay,
You would get
that's all.
okay. I get you, but you get hours of gameplay in between hours of cutscenes. This is
You do
different.
the same thing with Yakuza. You just started this one, dude.
Biko. I'm
No,
literally
Chevar,
avoiding
Chevar,
cutscenes
that's
so
how
I
I
can
know
keep
you haven't
playing.
played the game. Most of these games are side content. That's like most of the game is just other stuff to do.
I get that.
You just haven't
I get
gotten
that.
your attention
Okay.
span died, and you can't get past
Okay.
the beginning, which is fine. Just say that. Don't
Okay,
do that.
Mom, I'm gonna start this game new for you. Okay, and just you don't have to play. Just
But
watch
mom,
me play.
okay, that's not fair. Mom
And
doesn't
then-
like watching anything in games because she thinks they're all stupid. That doesn't count.
That's not true. She
That's-
got through like
that's
the
not
whole
true.
of Mortal Kombat X story mode. That's all she did. She was having a great time. She's having a great time. Okay?
Judgy.
I'm liking the game. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the game, except that the cutscenes are way too expositionary and too long. It's
I
like
know.
it's
I'm
like
so- I'm
watching
sorry they're trying
Japanese
to tell a
TV.
story.
You can definitely tell a story.
I just
without
think it's
45
funny
minute
that like
cutscenes.
I just think it's funny that Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5 recently. I think you played that one as well. Some of your favorite games, and those games are notoriously have the longest cutscenes in gaming. But now your excuse is, but they have hours of gameplay in between. Yeah, so do all the Yakuza games. Anyway, I don't want to argue about that anymore. What else do we got next?
The first 10 hours
What else we got next?
Contains
bro?
6
Oh
to
my
7
God.
hours
It's
of
not-
cutscene.
It is not no 10 hours.
Okay.
Shut up. What do we got next?
I don't know why. Okay, can I say something? Why do you do that? We did this Pal World thing, right? And you're like, why don't you listen to somebody who played the game? Da 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 da. But then when I did play this game, and there are like 2 or 3 hours of cutscene with 30 minutes of gameplay, you're telling me
I'm disagreeing. Yeah, I know that sucks.
That's
right? I'm
not
sorry.
true.
I should have just said that's crazy, man, and then just let you keep talking. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay. Remember that,
Mm.
right? Next time you get
Remember,
to
you can always mark Mare in it. You can always mark Mare in it. Remember that.
I don't even know what that means.
You can do a solo podcast where you just listen to yourself talk. You can always do that.
Oh, we're
I've-
doing that again.
I
Let's
think
go to the
I
next
think it
topic.
went over your head what I was saying there, but okay. Okay, Discord fire people.
I think it went
What
over
was
your
that?
head. No, it didn't go over
Discord
my head.
lays off 170 employees due to overhiring. Oh, Discord.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Discord. I mean, it happens. I wouldn't.
It happens. That's
It does.
17% of the staff.
Yeah, they overhired, dog. People they do that all the time because you can just get rid of them. Okay. How much does it cost?
All
you?
right.
Not that
I don't
much.
think we're gonna get any nuanced opinions on this one. We could just move on.
Yeah, I
Next
think
one.
that's a standard excuse.
But
Guys, we overhired. We just loved you all, so
But
we
okay,
hired
you think they're
everyone.
firing them because they think it's fun? No, they overhired. It was COVID. They hired a lot of people. Then
Chevar, I love Chevar.
now it's
He's
like
so innocent.
we hired too many people. We gotta go. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They increased their workforce by 5 times since 2020. It's 2024. You probably overhired. I'm surprised it's just 170 people. I mean, it's horrible. Too bad. I'm sorry for them. But yeah, that makes sense. I think that's absolutely what happened. They overhired.
No, I think they're following the trend that has started.
What's the trend?
But I just hope of what we talked about 2 weeks ago and all the layoffs in this industry. It's not the first time this has happened. It's happening. And I just hope people are able to move around and get jobs. This is crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, these are
idea.
small companies. These are not like large companies where it doesn't matter if you lay off 170 people. That's drop in the bucket. As mentioned, it's 17% of the staff. That's pretty huge.
It's true. It's true.
And it's for, it's the corporate financial bottom line. It's not, oops, we overhired.
Yeah. Sure. I said, yeah, that's what happened. All right.
All right. Well, more future stuff. Sandland has a release date trailer. Do you know what Sandland is? I'll tell you.
Okay. You have to
Hold
watch
on.
the trailer.
That's the sound of reading. Hold on.
Oh my God. So Sandland is the latest game from the mind of Akira Toriyama, the same guy who makes and draws Dragon Ball and stuff like that.
And Dragon Quest.
So this Dragon Quest and Dragon Ball, yes. So yeah, a lot of those designs look similar to that art style. Have you seen it? It's the same art style. But this one looks to be more of like an action RPG, like open world kind of game. We haven't gotten a game from Akira Toriyama since the last Dragon Quest game or so. So it's cool to see like it in more of an anime style. The Dragon Quest games, if you've seen them recently, aren't really in that anime style. This is like the builder ones. So, but yeah, I think this game looks cool. I'm not super interested in it. I think the card combat part of it is pretty fun. But I'm not like running towards this quite yet, right? I think this is something I'll pick up later. But the art style looks fun. It looks cool. I'm not sure entirely if I want it yet, but yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, I never read Sandland, so I'm guessing it's about sands. of the lands.
I don't
Who
think
knows?
it's based on. Oh yeah, it is based
Yeah,
on
it
a
is.
manga.
It's based on a yeah.
Got it.
The whole trailer I just watched is just characters from the manga. I've seen the characters. I've seen the. Say I don't know what it's about at all. I know there's a demon kid or something, and that's it. Other than that, Sandland. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's good on him, right? He came back with Dragon Ball, and now he's making more money, more games. We'll see if it's anything worth playing. I don't know. Looking at the trailer, I don't really see lots of like. It's hard to nail down what it is. Is it vehicle combat? Is it do you get out? It looks nice. It looks cool, but we'll see. I mean,
It looks like majority vehicle combat. I think it might be like 99% vehicle combat.
well, if
It's
so,
not 100%.
good for them. I get. We'll just have to see when it comes out. A lot of these anime games are trash, like that One Piece game that looked so amazing, and then just ended
Damn,
up being.
A lot of these anime games are trash. Damn.
They are.
But this isn't like your regular, shitty One Piece. Let's be real. Every One
We
Piece
don't
game
know.
fucking sucks. Every Bleach game fucking sucks. We don't know, but this one hasn't had a chance. This one hasn't had a chance. So
I know, but
I'm gonna hold out hope.
who's making it?
Who's
Probably
making it?
Bandai, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Bandai. Okay, and Bandai kind of makes all of those games, so I'm not holding my breath
but
for it to be.
but that doesn't mean it doesn't have the potential to be good. I don't know. I'm not
I
saying
didn't
it's
say
gonna
it-
be game
I
of the
didn't-
year. Like I said, I'm not super interested in it, but don't be so cynical, man. Come on now.
I'm not being cynical. I'm just telling our viewers what to prepare for. Okay, that's all. That's all. That's all.
Is it all?
That's all. Last of Us 2, Biko didn't watch that, or the first one. But there's casting going on. So I'm guessing the
So-
show will be out. Go ahead, Mom.
I was just gonna say, so Biko, you don't like these shows that are made from games? This is like the second one you haven't watched.
What show made from it? This is a game, Mom.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
we're
say it
talking
again.
about Last of Us.
Shows made from games.
I'm not interested. It doesn't really interest me. Re-adaptations so close to something coming out bore the hell out of me. And I'm sure The Last of Us is fine. I'll watch it eventually. It's not top of my list. It's way at the bottom. I've seen it. Like I put hours into the original. I'm not trying to like re-see the story, but it's an actor I recognize acting out the same thing again. Like I'm good. Also,
He's got Housewives
as for
to watch.
Halo, I'm not like super invested in that universe like that. Like as far as the actual lore, so I'm not interested. I never really found its lore super interesting past the first like game or two anyway. So
Well, it's not that interesting, but it is dramatic and it's kind of fun, but especially for someone who's not a top line gamer. But The Last of Us, it's a real story and it's fun. They've made it really thrilling. So
that's how I
I'm
feel about the original game.
I'm glad to see that now there's a new a part 2, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, part 2.
And that they're
It's-
going to add new characters, again, I'm not as familiar with the game because it scared the bejesus out of me,
Yeah, these characters are in the second game as well.
Yeah, but this guy
Yeah,
is
these aren't new
new
characters.
to the cast, but he's new to the cast, and I think it's going to add something because I just hope that what's her name? The star.
I don't know. I forgot it there.
What's her character?
Ellie.
Ellie. Yeah, but I just hope that the actor that plays Ellie is just, I don't know, covers her forehead. I don't know what it is.
She got a
Just
lot of
something.
head.
Mom.
She's got a lot of head.
Oh
It's
my
just-
god.
I can't watch except for looking at her head.
You gotta have to
It's
cut
just-
off the top half of the screen just so you can focus.
It's a lot. It's
Y'all
a
are
lot.
so nasty.
But we're not. It's really distracting.
She got 7 head up
All
there.
right.
She got Rihanna thinking she's pretty.
All right, what else we got to talk about? Is that it? Are we done? Are we good?
she got a lot of head up there, man.
Very distracting, but good show. I recommend it.
When she puts on a hoodie, it only reaches to the hairline. It can't even get all the way around. There's a lot of forehead going on.
All
right, what else? We good? What else we got?
A heady.
we got one last one.
Seven's the
about
key number here. Think about it. 7 elevens, 7 dwarfs. 7, man, that's the number. 7 chipmunks twirling on a branch, eating lots of sunflowers on my uncle's ranch. You know that old children's tale from the sea? It's like you're dreaming about gorgonzola cheese when it's clearly brie time, baby. Step into my office. Because you're fucking fired.
It looks like we might be getting a new DualSense. So there's a listing for a version 2, V2 DualSense with a 12-hour battery life for PlayStation 5. Spotted 12 hours seems like a long time. How long does the battery last now?
I don't believe it.
Would you say
It's ass right now. It's terrible. Like
I mean,
really
give me an estimate of time that is less
ass.
adjective.
That's the estimate of time.
I think that means 3 hours, 3 letters.
6 to 12. So listen, it was supposed to be 6 to 12. People report back more like 3 to 4.
Yeah, I'd say if I'm, it depends on what I'm playing. Actually, if I'm playing Yakuza, it'll last like 6 to 12 hours. But if I play like, I don't know, that's good. If I'm playing something like Mortal Kombat or something, it's maybe like 3 hours, 2.5, 3. It just depends. But I mean, I don't really believe a 12-hour battery life, because that would be, you're increasing it by over 100%. And even on the realistic end, you're increasing it by over 200%, 300%.
Listen, these controllers are stupid in the first place. They have too many lights on them that we can't turn off.
I think the lights are great,
and the rumble function needs to be off by default unless you turn it back on. Listen,
why?
Because it takes up so much fucking battery. I love these controllers, and I use all the vibration features. No, I agree. Yeah, like turn it off if you want it off. I think it should start off by default.
That doesn't make any sense to
So
anything.
I think that PlayStation 5 controller is probably one of the worst controllers out right now. Best controller is the Switch Pro controller. It's so good. It does have battery life that lasts like 20 fucking hours. It's crazy. But yeah, listen, if it actually does do 12 hours, that's great. I don't believe them. I feel like it's going to maybe top out at 8. PlayStation controllers since the PS4 have been notoriously terrible with battery life. So, and it's because of all the features they have, right? It's because it's got the motion sensing, it's got the triggers, it's got the speakers. The speakers, the vibration. It's all this BS they shove into the controller that half the games don't use. So it takes up a lot of battery space, which, like, it's a give and take, right? So I'd believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. But listen, that's why I have like 4 or 5 PlayStation 5 controllers. They're always cycling in and out because they don't last that long.
I mean, for me, they've been fine. I've had 2. These 2 have been fine the whole time. I like all the features in the controller. I think it's...
I didn't mean like dead. I mean like battery life. Like if the controller dies and I have to go plug it back in to charge it, I can just grab another controller. I mean like the controller's stopped working. That's not what I meant.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying, but I enjoy the features. I think it's cool when you run out of bullets in a game, the trigger won't squeeze fully, so you have to.
And every time you squeeze the trigger again, you lose 1% battery. Yeah.
I mean, sure, it takes more battery or whatever, but it's not like they die in 30 minutes. I mean, I wish the life were longer, so when the problem is sometimes I forget to charge my controller, and then you come back and you've only got an hour left. Like, that sucks.
All I gotta say is this: listen, PlayStation already prides itself on making immersive experiences or whatever. They only count on you playing the console for about 2.5 hours max, like the length of a long movie possibly. So I think that's really the realistic period they designed the controller to work. Is to work as long as this movie game is gonna last. So yeah.
I don't know. It's not a phone. I don't expect it to last me all day, but we'll see. This 12-hour listing, like I said, it'll probably at most add an hour if it's even true. I don't think we're gonna see 12 hours. Mom's had to play with PlayStation 4 controllers, and she'll tell you those batteries drop off.
Right.
Mom, don't play no games. Don't play with me.
You can't even get through the game.
Mom, don't play no games. Don't play with me. I don't do that.
He does sometimes.
She said she couldn't get through a whole game off of one charge. I don't know what she was talking about.
Well, it's true.
Well,
you can't. You can't get through a whole
I
game.
can't.
I don't think anyone can, Mom, but that's okay.
I don't mean a whole life for the game. I don't play the game.
You know,
like
the life
you.
of the game, you know? Yeah.
Mm.
All right, well. Okay, well, I think that's enough bickering for one night. Thanks for listening to the podcast. This has been episode 125. Mom, congratulations. You did a great job. I know you're over there fighting. I think you brought up a great point about the forehead. It is distracting.
Oh, it's so nasty.
It's very. It's not nasty. It's true. It's true. Thanks for joining us
come
today.
In your house, make fun of the way you look.
I didn't go in her house and make fun of the way she looks. She came in my house on my TV.
I said I want somebody to come into your house and tell you how you look. I didn't say she did nothing. I said I want somebody to come in your house and tell you how you look.
Okay. Thanks for coming, Biko, and telling us how survivally Pal World is. It's very appreciated. And thanks to me for being here, because without me, apparently the show does not go on. I had to pull myself out of a grave to be here today. So there we go. Here's the show. We'll be back next week with episode 126 and a lot more stuff to talk about. If I can get more than 3 hours into Yakuza gameplay, I'll let you know how that's going. I'm having a feeling that's not going to happen. And I guess we will have a new segment at some point. The deadline is still there, guys. Only one person has approached me about new ideas. So, not calling out names, but if you want something in the show, you gotta.
You're not my fucking boss.
You gotta. I didn't say names. if you
you're not my boss.
In the show, we gotta put it on the table. All right, guys. So thanks for listening to the show. It's been a blast. We will see you next time on the Super Chevy Brothers Podcast.